I came out of nowhere and I passed a lot of people like this quick.
Let's talk.
I'm the best, and I know I'm the best. And you know I'm the best.
I'm unbelievable inside the pitch. This is why the people have.
And billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and...
There's all points in our lives where we've had big egos or we've done things for egotistical reasons. But a big ego is when you've acted consistently in a way that is just self-absorbed, self-obsessed, borderline narcissist. And you see the types like Donald Trump.
Nobody's stronger than me.
Nobody has better toys than I do.
There's nobody bigger or better at the military than I am.
But it's such a toxic way of thinking, and it can have really detrimental effects on your own life. The ego is a huge burden. A lot of us think that, ego is a good thing. For example, in this article, it argues that the ego can enhance sports performance because it means that you have greater self-confidence, and if you need to take a penalty in the 90th minute in front of 60,000 fans, you have the ability to just not listen to the noise and just take it.
It's Hazard! It's Chelsea! In the...
It's not a good thing. It hinders productivity. It stops you from approaching new people. It stops you expressing your true thoughts and feelings. It stops you posting what you want on social media because you're scared of what people may think. The difference between the ego and confidence is that the ego isn't based in reality. Confidence is a result of mastery, of repeating the same task over and over again until you're excellent at it. Whereas the ego is an illusion. It's the belief that we're great at something or that we're so important, when in reality that's just not the case.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
The main problem with the ego is that it prevents growth. I remember sitting in a Zoom call 2 months ago, and I remember I had a really burning question to ask the lecturer. And because the question was quite simple, I was too embarrassed to ask it because I was worrying about what other people may think in that Zoom call or what the lecturer might think, and he might judge my intellect. But by not embracing being a fool in that situation, I prevented an opportunity to learn and improve my essay. So if anything, I was the real fool because I was too afraid to ask because of my ego. As the Stoic Epictetus said, it's impossible to learn what you think you already know. So it is better to presume ignorance than to pretend that you know something, because that way you don't learn anything. Except that as humans, we're very ignorant. We don't know everything. It's impossible to know everything. And the person who's hailed as the most intelligent man in philosophy is Socrates. And the reason he is seen as this intelligent figure is because he was very aware of the fact that we don't actually know anything. And he was questioning other people on their certainties and things they held as, absolute knowledge. Make a decision to forget about the lost time since you've had an egotistical mindset and start fresh. Become a beginner. Voluntarily accept a low-paying job. That's how you learn the most. The ego wants to be a business owner without being an employee first. For example, if you're a tea maker at your firm, accept it. If you're a tea maker, you might not be doing the job that you want to do, but you'll learn from the environment that you're in, you'll learn from your colleagues, and if you show a positive mindset, then you're likely to get promoted. And even if you are the most important person in the room, there's always something new to be learned. Robert Emerson said aptly that every man I've ever met is my master in some point. What he means by this is that every person you meet will be better than you at something. For example, if you go to an 11-year-old karate class and you've never done karate before as a man in your 20s, then the chances are that 11-year-old is going to be better than you. And your ego might not want to accept this, that an 11-year-old is better at fighting than me, but because they've had that experience, they're going to be better and they're going to beat you up.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
The ego replaces meaningful action with the need to seek instant validation and to create a sense of false reality. You see this on Instagram with people who try to give the impression of success, but with no productive action to back it up. It's important to check your intentions. Am I doing this just to impress other people, or am I doing it for my self-development? If you're doing something for egotistical reasons, such as trying to gain recognition, you're not likely to achieve your goals. You are likely to take shortcuts, do glamorous work that looks good, compromise beliefs, instead of doing real work with intent and purpose. So do not try and appear to look successful or look productive. Actually go and achieve concrete accomplishments.
I was expecting you to say me.
Lions, they don't compare themselves with humans.
Focus on the effort, not the outcome. The ego wants to focus on outcomes. It dreams of glory, it dreams of buying a mansion, it dreams of fancy cars, without any regard for the processes that it requires to actually achieve such feats. There's a great deal of pressure when it comes to delivering results and getting the desired outcome. Focusing on the outcome means we're slaves to external factors that are just not in our control. Ben Askren, who is an ex-UFC fighter, and he just had a fight with Jake Paul, and yeah, he did get knocked out.
Get my money, Jake! Get my motherfucking money, Jake!
Yeah, obviously not ideal for Ben Askren, but he did say something quite wise before the fight, which is you should never base your ego on the outcome of a fight.
Well, I think that don't tie your ego to the outcome is a bit, it's a big one.
That is a big one.
If you can do that right, and you can really think that way, your ability to take chances goes up, right? Because if you're always scared of what people are going to think of you, you're never going to take chances.
So not basing your ego on the outcome of a fight means that you're likely to take more chances because you're not putting so much pressure on yourself to get the win. Because getting the win, a lot of that is determined by external factors like the ability of your opponent. Stoic Epictetus said, the more we value things that aren't in our control, the less control we have. But the point is we can control completely how much effort we put into something, how much we focus on it, how long we spend on an activity. The ego has a proclivity to demand success right now. The irony is the ego wants success, but by cutting corners, by putting less effort in, we're less likely to get the outcome the ego wants. The ego is a toxic thing. It stops you becoming the best version of yourself. It stops you learning. It stops you meeting new people. So the 3 ways that you combat this is embrace being a fool, try to do something instead of trying to be somebody, and finally focus on your effort and the effort you put into something instead of worrying about the outcome.